We were at a dinner party hosted by our friends, Mark and Olivia. The kind where wine flowed too freely and laughter wrapped the room like warm silk. My husband, Daniel, sat across from me, composed as always, that quiet smile resting easily on his face while people swapped stories about bad dates, clumsy in-laws, and marriage mishaps. I'd always admired how he could just listen, making everyone feel seen without needing to compete for space. But that night, something restless stirred in me. Maybe it was the Chardonnay. Maybe the way Olivia's husband made her laugh without trying. Or maybe I was just tired of being the quiet couple among the louder ones. When the topic turned to embarrassing partner habits, the jokes rolled easily, snoring, forgetting anniversaries, and suddenly, all eyes were on me. "Come on, Emma," Olivia teased. "Daniel's too perfect. There's got to be something." The spotlight felt sharp. I smiled, hesitated, then said lightly, "Oh, don't be fooled. He's perfect until you need something fixed. You'll be waiting till Christmas." Laughter erupted. Even Daniel chuckled. The sound fueled me. "And don't get me started on his cooking," I added. "The man once burned water." That one landed harder. Louder laughs, mock gasps, someone even clapped. I laughed too, but halfway through, it tasted bitter. Daniel looked down at his plate. "Come on, Dan," Mark said, grinning. "Defend yourself." Daniel looked up. His smile stayed, but his eyes had shifted. Not angry. Not hurt. Just distant. "I'm fine," he said calmly. "She's right. I'm not much good at fixing things." Then, after a pause, "Except when it's something broken between us. But even then, she'd rather laugh than talk." The room went silent. You could hear the refrigerator hum. Olivia quickly changed the subject. Mark poured more wine, but it was too late. His words lingered like smoke refusing to clear. I forced a laugh. "Oh, come on. Don't make it so serious." But my voice cracked. Everyone noticed. Dinner went on, softer now, muted. I couldn't taste a thing. All I heard was his sentence replaying in my head. She'd rather laugh than talk. The car ride home was wordless, the silence pressing down like fog. I wanted to apologize, explain, but everything sounded wrong. When we got inside, Daniel didn't look angry. He just went to the kitchen, filled a glass of water, and said quietly, "I don't mind being the joke. But tonight it felt like I wasn't your husband, just a punchline." I folded my arms. Defensive. "It was just a joke, Daniel. Everyone teases their partners." He nodded slowly. "Yeah. But not everyone does it in front of everyone else." The truth of that hit like a slap. He left the room. And I stood there listening to my own heartbeat echo where laughter used to be. That night, I couldn't sleep. The ceiling stared back, accusing. I realized how easily humor can disguise hurt. How laughter can divide instead of connect. The next morning, Daniel was dressed early, sitting on the bed, tying his shoes with quiet precision. "I'm heading in early," he said softly. "Didn't sleep much." No anger. Just distance, the polite kind you use with someone you used to know well. When the door shut behind him, the silence felt heavier than any argument we'd ever had. All day, I replayed every moment. His eyes, his voice. That one sentence. He'd always been gentle. The kind of man who could make heavy things lighter. Last night, he did the opposite. He showed me how heavy my lightness had become. By evening, guilt gnawed at me. I texted, "Can we talk tonight?" He replied an hour later, "Sure." When he came home, he didn't look angry, just tired. The kind of tired that lives in your bones. We sat in the living room, no TV, just rain whispering on the windows. "I shouldn't have said what I did," I began. "It wasn't fair." He met my eyes. Calm. Steady. "It's not about fairness, Emma. It's about respect." The word hit hard. I'd always thought respect meant loyalty, honesty, faithfulness. I never thought about how it sounded. In the smaller moments, like how you talk about someone when they're sitting right beside you. When you laugh about me in front of others, he continued. It tells them something. But worse, it tells me something. That my flaws are for entertainment. That wasn't my intention, I whispered. I know, he said. But intentions don't erase impact. His voice didn't rise. That calmness hurt more than shouting ever could. I've never needed to be the loudest, he said. But I did hope I'd be safest with you. Tears blurred my vision. You are safe with me. He nodded slightly. I want to believe that. But last night made me realize I've been laughing at the wrong times, too. Laughing things off when I should have spoken up. It wasn't bitterness. It was truth. And that truth broke me. I reached for his hand. He didn't pull away. You're right, I said. I hide behind humor when I feel insecure. I thought teasing made me seem relatable. But it only made you smaller and me smaller, too. His gaze softened. I don't need perfect, Emma. Just respect, even when it's inconvenient. The rain grew heavier, a soft percussion against the glass. It felt cleansing. We sat in silence, not cold, but careful. A fragile kind of quiet that asked to be held, not filled. Eventually, I said, I'll make it right. He smiled faintly. You already did, by not turning this into a joke. That night, when we went to bed, the space between us didn't feel so far. I rested my head on his chest, and for the first time in months, he didn't pull away. I realized something simple yet sharp. Sometimes love doesn't shatter in one big moment. Sometimes it erodes, disguised as laughter that cuts instead of heals. And sometimes, it takes one quiet sentence to rebuild what careless words have slowly broken. That was the night I stopped performing for the room and started showing up for the man who'd been quietly sitting beside me all along.